guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and here on my channel we are all about real makeup for real life and real people like us. If you are new here, a very special welcome to you. I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave if you like what you see today. It's free, it's easy, and it helps you find my videos Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday when I upload, and allegedly if you ring that notification bell to all, YouTube will let you know when that happens. So today's video is a all drugstore get ready with me. Some products are like new to me, like just hot off the presses or fresh out of my mailbox, whatever you want to say. Some are just the newest product in a category, and you know, we used it all to create this look. There was a little bit of a struggle bus with the eyeshadow look, so stay tuned for that. As always, my get ready with me's are quite long, so grab yourself a drink or some Halloween candy and let's get into it. All right, let's get started. I feel like I need some makeup on the face today. The newest primer in my drugstore collection is this L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. This was a recommendation from Jen Phelps here on YouTube. I can link her down below. She swears by this stuff and I'm very keen to try it. It's not a lot of product in here. It feels kind of powdery, but it kind of starts off feeling like the Tatcha Silk Canvas a little bit. Maybe not quite as firm. The only thing that gets me is how little product is in here, but that leads me to believe that, you know, you're not supposed to use a ton of it at any given time. I could be wrong, but we're gonna find out. And I'm just applying this in the areas where I need some perfecting, like pore perfecting rather. I don't know if I just don't have it rubbed in all the way or if it's pilling. We're gonna find out. I do wear a sunscreen that has a fair amount of dimethicone in it, so hopefully that's not affecting anything. And then the foundation that is newest to my drugstore collection is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. Trying to go kind of light with this today. I really haven't been wearing foundation like at all, so this is just really for this video that I'm trying it. I feel like my skin maybe looks a little matte or powdery from that primer. And this makeup, it's one that I like. This foundation, it's one that I like, but I didn't get to really test it out during the summer months because it was just, you know, I was too oily basically. So it may be a new favorite for the cooler months because I can definitely get away with a lot, you know, like more of a different finish during the cooler months because I'm not oily during those months typically. I definitely feel like the primer kind of smoothened out the pores on my nose, but other than that, I don't know. I mean, I'll have to keep messing with it because I don't know if I put enough on. It's hard to say. The concealer I've had for a little while, but it is my newest drugstore concealer, is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. And wow, I really look like I haven't slept, but I have. And I haven't quite hit my stride with this one either. It's quite full coverage for what I typically do under my eyes, especially since I haven't been wearing foundation lately. So many people are like, oh, I love this, and it doesn't look dry under the eyes or anything like that, but I'm not having that experience. But I know so many of my favorite YouTubers really like it, so I'm determined to get this going. Wow. It's definitely brightening, isn't it? That looks darn good. I've slept. I haven't slept. I've slept. I haven't slept. I feel pretty good about the base. I feel very washed out, however. So Yay, we're gonna have to get some color on this skin here pretty quick. For powder, this one is in my Shop My Stash this month. It is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder, and mine says light pink on it. It's, you know, essentially a translucent powder. It has a nice sifter with a turny nozzle, so you can, you know, make sure that you're not making a mess out of this stuff. And I'm just going to pick this up on this little duo fiber powder brush today and really try to buff it into the skin. I really had good luck with this. It says Halo Glow, and I definitely think it allows for any glow to kind of come through. It's not flat, but it does set the makeup really well, which, you know, is really great. I really like it, to be honest. They do have different shades of this, so if you don't see the different shades in store, you could always check on the e.l.f. website. I actually highly recommend the e.l.f. website, and I do feel like a little of this goes quite a long way, which is also nice. But I do think it helps smooth the skin and all that good stuff. All right, and then once I have my powder on, I just like to go over the skin one more time with the wet sponge. Make sure everything's kind of pressed down into the skin and, you know, kind of pick up any excess there might be on the skin. The next product is from Revlon. It's their SkinLights Prismatic Bronzer. I do really like this one so far. It's very firmly pressed in here, so I can really dig my brush around in there if I want to, which sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I prefer a product like that over you know, one that's like I gotta dip very carefully in there and then be careful not to get too much on the skin. So, but it does really a beautiful job of warming the skin up. This is in the shade 115 Sunkissed Beam, and I love the like embossing and texture of this. It's really beautiful. Definitely feels high end, the product, not really the packaging. Kind of got very typical drugstore packaging. What is your preference though? I'm curious, like, do you prefer things that are more firmly pressed, that you don't have to be quite as careful going in? Oh, we got a little patch on that side. Blend, blend, blend. Or do you prefer something more pigmented, that you just dip right in, you get that full pigment, full opacity or whatever, and just call it a day and not spend the time building it up? Beautiful. Love this product from Revlon. I don't think I've tried anything from Revlon for quite a long time, so I'm excited that I found that one. And then for highlighter, again, Revlon SkinLights. This is the Prismatic highlighter in the shade 201 Daybreak Glimmer. This is a really pretty golden highlight, but I don't know if I found the right way to apply it just yet. I'm gonna use this really fluffy, wispy one today to apply this. I don't know how much I like this yet. I really feel like it emphasizes texture on my skin, and I'm not super into that. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell. I just feel like it really emphasizes texture. It does help a little bit to use a setting spray after my face products, and then, excuse me, you know, use a sponge to sort of press it in. That does help, but again, like I said, I don't know that I've really found the best way to apply this yet, or maybe there isn't a best way. It's really pretty, and I really wanted a more golden highlight in my collection, specifically Drugstore. I don't know why, but I did. And, you know, I thought maybe this one could be it, so we'll see. Ooh, look at that glowy mustache. All right, so there's that one from Revlon, the one I'm very excited about. I have other shades of this product, but this is a new shade and it's been on my wish list at Ulta for quite some time. So I finally picked it up. It is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek. This is a blush and it is in the shade Too Cool for School. To be careful because when it came, the pan fell out. But it's this beautiful like burnt orange with the ever so slight of a golden luminosity, not even a shimmer, but like, I mean, you can't even visibly see it until you put it on. I'm gonna take my trusty e.l.f. 105 brush and pick this up. I'm so excited. Oh, it's so pretty. I swatched this the other day and it was, oh, I couldn't even wait. I was like, yep, put it on my face. But of course it came after I had already done my makeup for that day. So this is one that I am very, very excited about. I did, however, also pick up the Honest Beauty Cream Blush in the shade Rose Pink, and I am super excited to try that one as well. It swatches beautifully, so I'm very excited about that. But today I really just wanted to get this like rusty, orangey goodness on my face. No doubt this will be a new favorite for me. But I do have two other shades. I have one called Growth Flirt, which is more of a coral shade, a coral leaning a little red. And then my all-time favorite shade, you may know, is Between the Sheets, and that's like a perfect rosy pink. In fact, it reminds me a lot of the Honest Rose Pink. I'm in love. Anybody else? Anybody else? So when I don't want to spray my whole face, and I don't think I want to today, what I do is I take my setting spray. This is the Milani Make It Last in Mango Coconut from the Fruit Fetish line. So I take it and I just spray my sponge, and then I take that and press that over the skin. And then I spray it again and I do the other side. So for brows, I am going to pop off of here, super boring, but I am going to use the e.l.f. Instant Lift Eyebrow Pencil. Is that what you're called? Yes, brow pencil. And I have mine in the shade Neutral Brown, and I'll set that into place with my Essence Make Me Brow in 03 Soft Brownie Brows. And then I will be back and we'll be ready to do eyeshadow. Okay, we're back and we are ready for eyes. I pulled out two palettes today. The first one I did a review on a while back, and I can link that down in the description box for you, but this is the BH Smitten in Switzerland palette. Last I checked, it was still available, and this is what it looks like. And then the other palette, which is brand new, the most recent Drugstore eyeshadow palette I've brought into my collection, yes, is this one from number 7. It's the Stay Perfect Nude eyeshadow palette. And I love the packaging for number 7, and I've never tried their eyeshadows before, but that is what this looks like. This is a matte cream shade at the top here, but the rest are shimmers, which is why I'm going to combine it with BH. Let's go ahead and get things started off in the crease with this shade right here, which is Fondue. What kind of palettes are you guys using this month? If you haven't already seen it, I did Shop My Stash for November, and I will link that video up in the cards or down in the description box or somewhere. But yeah, I'm excited about the palettes I pulled this month, and I'm curious. I know one of my friends is using the Soft Glam this month, and that she's excited about that and enjoying it, as in one of my subscriber friends, one of you guys. So yeah, I'm curious, what are you using this month? What's your go-to? Did you shop your stash? Like, what's the haps in your makeup collection for November? And I'm gonna go into this dark brown right here called Chocolate. Boop, boop, boop. And pick that up on a flat shadow brush. tap off the excess, and I'm gonna just put this on about the outer third or so of the lid. You guys may know this drill by now, but once I have most of the pigment off of the brush, I flip it over and I start pulling this shade up toward the end of my brow, and doing this gives me the perfect lift to my eye shape every time. All right, and then I'm gonna take that same flat brush, no additional product, and just ever so slightly take this on about the outer third of the lower lash line, just making sure we're connected with the upstairs and not really doing anything too defined. Then for most of the lid, I want to go in with this shade right here called Geneva. It's kind of a bronzy taupey shade. And I'm gonna put this, like I said, over most of the lid, if not all. And I am using that same flat brush that I was using before. Such a pretty color. And I'm sure very boring to some people, but I'm feeling boring today. Look how pretty. Ooh. I definitely think this will be a good palette for winter as well. It just gives me wintry vibes. Going into the little number 7 palette, this does not have shade names in it, so I will just tell you what I use. But I think the best shade for like the inner part of the lid might be this one right here. So I'm gonna pick that up on a different flat brush and tilt my mirror a little. This has a little bit more orangey rosiness to it. Want to pull this up ever so slightly toward the transition. And I have not used this at all. I've swatched it a couple of times, but I've not used it. My first reaction to it when it swatches is that some of the shades swatch better than others, which is pretty much no duh, Kara. But at the same time, some are just more sheer than others, I guess I would say. And I don't honestly know what I was thinking when I bought this. I just have always wanted to try number 7 eyeshadow because I love so many of their other products. I've tried primers from them, I've tried foundation, concealer, you know, I love my number 7 powders, so I just thought I'd give it a whirl. This is definitely a good palette for an inner corner highlight. I'm going to use the second shade here and see what we come up with. They're very soft. I think these are kind of like Persona eyeshadows, not in formula, mind you, but in that it's very soft, almost smoothing formula, so that's pretty cool. I don't know that this eye look necessarily turned out as warm as I kind of thought it would. Okay, I just couldn't leave the look there. I feel like it's taking away from the warmth of the rest of the face that I'm really digging. So I went ahead and pulled out my little pumpkin pie quad here from e.l.f. I think I'll start by putting a little bit of this matte burnt orangey shade on the outer part of the lid. And we'll go from there. I'm going to just take this right along the lash line here. Maybe. Do we have pigment? Okay, scratch that. I'm going to pick up a little of this copper shade and place that on the outer part of the lid. This is definitely my favorite of the 3 bite-size quads that I have. There we go. Yes, thank you. So much better. Okay. Sometimes a look turns out how you plan, and sometimes the look just evolves as it goes. And then the clean fluffy that we used before, I'm going to dip into the blush and just kind of try to tie this in a little bit, just right here on the outer part. Just warm that up a little bit. If I keep going, this is sure to turn into a disaster, so this will be the last thing we do. All right, I'm gonna pop off of here and do some mascara, and for that is my Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. I've been using this for a little while, but it is the newest and openest of my Drugstore mascara, so I'll be right back. All right, we're back. The hair's doing her thing as always. Look at my mushroom earrings. Anybody who doesn't know, I'm completely obsessed with mushrooms because I'm a huge fan of just like Alice in Wonderland all together, the books, the movies, paraphernalia. So anyways, you may have seen these. I don't know if I was wearing them. I think I was wearing them with my Mother Nature costume on Halloween on my Instagram. But let's do lips, shall we? Because I'm sure this is a really long video, as always. One of the other things I hauled with the ColourPop and Honest Beauty blushes was the Milani Understatement lip liner in the shade 110 Nude Entrance. I swatched this and I'm very excited about this, and I don't get that excited about lip liners. It is retractable, so let's go ahead and apply it. All right, that is lovely. Be very easy to fill your lips in completely if that's what you are trying to do. I'm gonna soften this a little since I'm going to use a gloss today. But yeah, it's very smooth and soft, but I think it's going to like dry down and be long lasting as well. I bought another lifter gloss. Shocker! I ordered it with my groceries. They didn't have the shade I wanted. So then she asked if I wanted a different shade, and I was like, okay. So this is the shade Topaz, and it was kind of stupid of me to order this because I think I already knew and then confirmed when I got it that this is pretty much a dupe for the original Fenty Glow shade of Gloss Bomb. But I do love this formula, and this formula is definitely different than the Fenty one. These are so smooth. I think the Fenty Gloss Bomb has just a tiny little bit of stick, not sticky, just stick to it, and this doesn't. This is very hydrating. I'm sure we all know it has hyaluronic acid in it and blah-de-de-blah, which is why I keep buying these because I really like them. I have 4 shades now. I still want the shade Crystal though. It's on my list. So this is the final look. I'm actually really pleased with this. Surprised I'm pleased with the eyeshadow look because it was a bit of a struggle bus, wasn't it? But thank you for hanging out with me today and maybe getting ready with me. I love doing these drugstore get ready with me's because I do tend to pick up drugstore stuff from time to time, new or old. And if you did enjoy today's video, I would absolutely so appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. Helps me out here on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are getting very, very close to 1K. Only 100 away. You could share this video with your friends, family, social media, and that could help you out too. And with all of that said, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful drugstore makeup days, and I'll see you in my next video soon.